Hello everyone, my name is Anitsu and I'm back with another Digimon news video. So today we got some new information in regards to the two new starter decks that are going to be coming out based around Gallantmon and UlforceVeedramon from the V-Jump magazine. So let's just go over the news, and I'm going to be going over this news from the Digimon TCG 2020 Discord group, because that's where a lot of the information is getting posted first. So going over what the new Gallantmon and Ulforce are doing, we have the new Gallantmon, which has Security Tac +1, fairly standard for red, and then he has this nice when attacking ability where you get to delete one of the opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. Then, if the effect doesn't delete a Digimon, then this Digimon gains 3000 DP until the end of the turn. So this Gallantmon is definitely looking to be relatively decent. And then as far as what the Ulforce is doing, he has this nice on Digivolve ability where you get to bounce one of the opponent's level 4 or less Digimon back to their hand. So very standard blue effect. I think that's pretty decent. And then he has this really interesting when attacking ability where once per turn, if you have 8 or more cards in your hand, then you get to unsuspend this Digimon. So Ulforce was a tamer-based deck before, and now that he's focusing to just having lots of card draw is definitely really interesting. Blue just already has lots of card draw, so I don't think it's going to be super hard to always have 8 cards in your hand, but he does still have the multi-attacking sub-theme where he just wants to attack multiple times, except the only difference between this and the other one is tamer-based, where this one is hand-based. So it'll be interesting to see how they play together, if they even play together, but the fact that the rest of his deck is probably still going to be supporting the whole unsuspend theme definitely makes a lot of his cards worthwhile picking up if you're playing the new version or the old version. And then we have the list of cards that are going to be in the starter decks. So in the Gallantmon deck, we get a new Digimon, we get a reprint of Monodramon from BT01, a new Agumon, a new Guilmon, a new Biomon, a new Growlmon, a new Geogreymon, a reprint of the Dark Tyrannomon from BT01, a reprint of Groundramon from BT01, we get a new Rise Greymon, we get a new Metal Growlmon, and then we get a new Gallantmon, we get a new Shine Greymon, we get the Royal Saber option card, the Atomic Blaster option card, and then we get a reprint of Gaia Force from the red starter deck at 4. So this seems pretty decent. The reprints are kind of interesting considering they're choosing a lot of BT01 cards, and then I really like the fact that they're reprinting Gaia Force just because they understand how needed Gaia Force is for a lot of red decks. So I definitely really like how this list is shaping up. It's really interesting that there's no tamers, so it definitely is really interesting to see these decks shy away from tamers. And then here's the deck list for the Ulforce deck. We have a new Vmon. We have a reprint of BT01 Electmon. We have a new Gabumon, a new Dracomon, a new Vmon, a new Veedramon, a new Cordramon, a reprint of BT01 Gorillamon, a reprint of BT01 Monzimon, a new Wingdramon, a new Aeroveedramon, a new Slayerdramon, a new Ulforce, a reprint of Hammerspark, except this time the reprint of Hammerspark is at 2, a new Ulforce Saber as an option card, and a new V-Wing Blade as another option card. So I do wish they kind of kept the Hammerspark reprint at 4, but you're still going to be buying 2 of these anyway just to complete your playset, so it's kind of okay, but I wish the Hammerspark reprint was at 4. And then the interesting thing is they have a new set of promos coming out called Memory Boosters, and they have the new keyword delay. So we originally seen the red memory booster for the anniversary thing that they're going on in Japan. So it definitely looks like that card was going to be really, really played in basically almost every red deck. And now it looks like all of the other colors are basically getting one based on their colors as well. So Red Memory Booster, what it's doing is it has the main ability of looking at the top 4 cards, and then add any red Digimon from among them into your hand, and then the rest go to the bottom. And then it also has the delay ability. So what the delay ability is basically it's kind of like a option on the field where after you use its main ability, it's set as like a set spell kind of in a way where you could just choose when you want to use it. So it kind of is like a secondary effect, but on a delay. So that's kind of the whole point of it. And then the delay ability is just gaining 2 memory. So this is a 3-cost option card that basically just digs for a red Digimon, and then you could gain 2 memory, which basically is like making it 1, but not really, because you could choose when you need the 2 memory. So it's definitely looking to be a really powerful card, and it looks like its security ability is you get to place this card onto the battle area, so that way you just get to do its delay ability when you're ready. And then, like I said, it looks like all of the other colors are getting this type of card as well. So we have Blue Memory Booster, which is the same thing, but for blue, yellow for yellow, green for green, black for black, purple for purple. So all of these cards are definitely going to be very, very powerful to be playing around with, and they're definitely looking to be very, very good, especially purple, considering purple already has option synergy. So that is definitely one to take note of, and red is also definitely one to take note of, just because red doesn't have super efficient card draw or memory management. Next, we have the new Gallantmon and new Vmon shown, and they're following a very similar pattern where they're just trying to interact with their main Mega. So the new Gallantmon has this nice ability where during your turn, if your opponent has a level 6 on their field, then you could basically warp Digivolve this into a Gallantmon from your hand for 4. So it seems like warp Digivolving is always going to cost 4, but the fact that we have a Gallantmon that can warp Digivolve is definitely very, very powerful in like anything using Gallantmon, and that's just really, really powerful. It does have to be exactly Gallantmon, I believe, because otherwise if you could warp Digivolve this into Chaos Gallantmon, that would be pretty interesting. So we'll have to see what the official translations when they come out say, but the fact that you could still warp Digivolve into your Mega off of this is very, very powerful, as we saw with Vmon and Beelzemon. And then Gallantmon has this nice inheritable skill where during your turn, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, you get to draw 1 card. So this is also really, really good because, like I literally just mentioned 2 seconds ago, red doesn't necessarily have the best card draw, so the fact that Gallantmon is helping draw cards based on everything that both versions of Gallantmon is doing is definitely very, very good. And then we have the new Vmon. So the new Vmon is doing something very similar to the Gallantmon, where he has this Warp Digivolve ability, exact same, where he's just Warp Digivolving into an Ulforce if the opponent has a level 6 for 4, which is, again, pretty good. And then he has the nice inheritable ability where when attacking, if you have 7 or less cards in your hand, then you get to draw 1 card. So this is not once per turn, but the fact that you still are going to be drawing cards all the way up to 8 is still pretty good because it just wants you to have at least 8 cards in your hand in order to start triggering some of the abilities. So I could probably take a guess that the new All-Force deck, being more hand-based, is going to have a little bit more draw power just to try to make sure you always have that 8 cards in your hand. So they're both looking pretty good and pretty spicy for both their current respective decks, and for new decks to be made out of them and with them based on what the starter decks are doing, because, you know, these are just pretty decent cards. And then we have images of the new Ulforce and the new Gallantmon. It's really interesting that the Gallantmon is actually a 3 to Evo with 11 DP, where Ulforce is 4 to Evo with 12 DP. Granted, blue is a little bit more memory efficient than red, so that might play a part of it, plus red also has the ability to boost himself, but the fact that they're very similar type cards and they have different stats definitely is really interesting to take note of. But these decks are definitely looking to be really interesting, and they are going to be really nice to see all of the other cards and see what they're going to be doing. So that's kind of all I really have for this video. As always, feel free to tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.